Hello, and welcome to an edition of Grammy's Protein Kitchen. I have been on a health journey since 2024 and have been able to lose about 70 pounds with the use of a GLP-1 medication. Today, I'm going to make a turkey cranberry casserole. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. And while that's warming up, we'll start the rest of everything. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a 9x13 pan and we're going to spray it with some cooking oil. You can do it with butter. I have some canola oil in my spray thing. So we're spraying it so it doesn't stick to the pan. Okay. Now we're going to take some butter and we're going to heat that up. And then let's let this melt a little bit. I have 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan. And once this gets melted, I'll add the onion. I have a medium onion diced in fine pieces, so that will go in the pan. But let's get this melted a little bit better before we throw that in. Okay, it's melting down. There's still some pieces of butter in there, but a good bit of it's melted. I'm going to throw my onion in there a while. Okay, and we're supposed to heat that until it's translucent. And we need 2 cloves of garlic minced. Like I said in previous video, I like using the jarred garlic because I don't usually go through it as fast as I would. So there's about 2 cloves of garlic. Just set that there. And this is smelling really good. Between the onions and the garlic. And we're going to give this just a couple of minutes to heat up. We're going to add more to this. I cut up 2 stalks of celery, which made about a cup of diced celery. And then I needed a cup of diced carrots. And I used a pretty big carrot. It wasn't quite a cup, but it was close to a cup. Okay, this is looking pretty good here. So now I'm going to add my carrots and celery. And this is going to get heated for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's softened. So this is going to take a little bit of time. Okay, and we'll let that sit and stir it occasionally. Let's get that off the spatula and get that back down in there. Right, and then we'll come back when that's softened. And okay, so this has been cooking up pretty good, and that's looking pretty good right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 cups of diced potatoes. They're I just used the russet potatoes. It was 2 medium-sized potatoes. You could use any kind of potato. You could use a red potato. You could use a regular gold potato. But this is what I have on hand. So we're going to cook this for another 5 minutes. And then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, while the vegetables are finishing up their cooking, in this bowl I have a cup of plain Greek yogurt, and I am going to add to that a half a cup of milk. You could use sour cream instead of the yogurt. I figured the yogurt was extra protein. And let's stir that up. Okay, and while I'm stirring things, let's give this another stir quick. Okay, now to the milk mixture, I'm going to add a teaspoon of thyme and a teaspoon of rosemary. My rosemary is chopped. I also have a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. So we're adding that to the bowl and stirring that all together. Okay. And that mixture is ready to go. Set these over here. Now in my great big bowl, I have 3 cups of turkey. And to that, I'm going to add a cup of cranberries. I had cranberries in the freezer, and I'm going to dump them in. Stir those up a while. Now I'm going to add my vegetables that I've been frying up. So they go in here. Okay, let me set that back there and give this a stir. Does it smell good? Okay, and then I have about 2 cups of cheese. It's extra sharp. I'm going to put about half of it into the bowl, and let's mix that together. Okay. And now I'm going to add my milk mixture. Okay. And give that a good stir. Get everything coated with it. Okay, then I'm going to get my prepared 9x13 pan that we sprayed earlier. And we're going to dump the turkey mixture into the pan. Okay, let's spread that out. And okay, now I'm going to top this with cheese, the rest of the cheese. Okay, and I'm going to put that in the oven for a half an hour, and then we'll be back. Okay, my timer's getting ready to go off, so we'll be able to pull this casserole out of the oven. Let's see, it smells good. There's the casserole, and it does say to let it sit for about 5 minutes before serving. So it's really bubbly, so I'm gonna let it go, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, that's sat for a few minutes, and I'm gonna cut out a serving of this and put that on my plate. I'm doing it backwards here. Let's see. It smells really good. Maybe I should have let it sit a little bit longer because it just sort of collapsed all. But here it is. And cranberries look good and plumped and bursting, and potatoes are tender, and let's see how it tastes. Okay, it tastes good. You have to like thyme and rosemary. Probably wouldn't use as much of them because I think that's a little overpowering, but it's still really good. And all in all, dividing this pan into 6 servings, it's 373 calories and 36 grams of protein and 3 grams of fiber. So remember to like and subscribe, and so you won't miss the next one. Thank you. Okay, as I'm getting ready to edit the video on the turkey cranberry casserole, I just want to say, when I originally made the video, I thought the thyme and rosemary was a little bit too strong. I ate it for leftovers the rest of the week, and I will say that the flavor of it got better the next day. It wasn't as overwhelming of a flavor. So it also depends on your preferences on what you like. But also, I was thinking, I wonder how that would be if I would have put sweet potato in instead of regular potato. Because you think of sweet potatoes with turkey a lot of times. So I think maybe I might try that sometime.